Hi, this is Jay Horwitz with the Christmas edition of Amazing Mental on my podcast. My special guest, direct from the North Pole, is S. Claus. Can I call you S or say it? What do you go by?
SC is just fine, even though I don't like SC, as you know. I'm much more, prone to love the Bruins
You like
over
the
on the
Bears,
other side of
right?
town, not those SC Trojans.
First question I got to ask you, do you get S and Y in the North Pole?
Yes, of course. SNY is visible just about anywhere that there is a telephone. And you know, Jay, we all have cell phones in the North Pole. So the SNY app now is available everywhere.
Yeah. What do you think of this guy? The guy does some of the pregame, Gary Apple. He's kind of boring, don't you think?
Apple, what a good kid. He's never been on the naughty list, Gary. That Gary Apple is one of the nicest human beings ever. I wish he'd just let loose a little bit. I mean, the guy has been a little uptight over the years, but what a nice gentleman. As I said, Jay, never, ever spent a day on the naughty list.
I heard you came down to New York today. We were a couple of days before Christmas. How'd you get away, by the way, coming down to Flushing?
Oh, well, you know, Jay, I've got a lot of elves, and some you're going to see a little later today. Right. They keep the place running when I have to make an appearance like this, and who wouldn't want to come to Citi Field and be a part of the experiences that you're seeing in Queens right now? Big Christmas gift just got delivered earlier today.
I heard you're a big Brandon Nimmo fan. Some of the people up in North Pole tell me.
Brandon Nimmo, where's that number 9? I think he was probably a guy that really idolized a former number 9 here with the Mets. This
played
guy,
a lot of different positions, the old guy, right?
Yeah, he's played a lot of positions, but I think that number is something that he's carried down. And, because of that, I feel like I've got a little bit of a kinship to Nimmo. And what a great guy. Another guy never, ever been on the naughty list, Jay.
You know, you travel around a lot. How do you keep track of, a lot of teams are making moves, the Giants signed Correa, Trey Turner. What made you come to New York? Just to be in New York, go to the Christmas tree? Is that what your deal was?
Well, I'm always going to have an affiliation with New York City, Jay. You know, it is the greatest city in the world. And with that Rockefeller Christmas tree tribute that they do every year, how can you not want to come and see that? Even a guy that's seen it for hundreds and hundreds of years now, it never gets old to come to New York City and be a part of the buzz around Christmas time.
I always want to ask Santa, what's your Christmas, like December 24th, what do you eat? Cookies?
Well, I've got to fast a little bit. Intermittent fasting has become a big part of Santa's regiment these days because, especially leading into that big night, Jay, I've got to trim down a little bit because there's going to be a lot of cookies, that I'm going to have to take bites of all around the globe. And, some people do a little better job with their baking of their cookies than others, and so sometimes you just got to sacrifice.
I mean, you ever get caught in any chimneys at all? You get stuck down and you go.
Well, Jay, as I said, the intermittent fasting prior to going out on the on Christmas Eve has helped me be able to be nimble and getting in and out of the chimneys. And Santa has his ways to find his opportunity to deliver gifts, whether there's a chimney there or not.
Are you a Mets fan, Yankee fan, Dodgers
Mets,
fan?
don't even talk to me about anybody else. The Metropolitans, that's the team I bleed orange and blue with. As a matter of fact, you might be able to check out my orange socks that I wear on occasion. When it gets this time of year, I like to visit New York City, and not wearing any pinstripes this year, Jay. Let's put it that way.
I heard you like the moves, Verlander, Scherzer, Whitney. You like the moves that Mets have made so far?
Yeah, good guys. Been on the naughty list a couple of times, those guys, but we're not going to let that be held against them because you need a little bit of naughty sometimes to be a pitcher in this league, and I think those two guys have it. They certainly have shown the ability to continue giving back to their community as they've been given.
Are you going to go to any of the stops, go to Philadelphia, L.A., or, Santa's been around a lot of different places.
There was an occasion in Philadelphia where Santa Claus was booed. I have to say that was one that took a little out of me. I've seen some things there that no mortal should have to pay attention to. But I'm going to make my visit around all of the league and make sure that everybody gets what's appropriately given for them this Christmas season.
How cold is it in the North Pole? Do you live in a Marriott up there, or what do you live in?
Jay, that's part of the secret of being Santa Claus is that, there's great accommodations wherever you go. Obviously, I stay jolly.
Yeah.
I have plenty to eat. I've got great elves. Mrs. Claus is the best. And, you can't go wrong just being Santa Claus in the North Pole. I'll pass it on to you one of these days.
I'd love to.
Maybe you can come on a ride along when we visit some of the kids and really see what it's like to give joy, as you've done for so many years, to the people you're in touch with.
I don't want to be negative, but all right, what do you do after December 25th? Do you have the whole year off? I mean,
Rest,
what do you do?
Jay. It's kind of like after the last day of the World Series, Jay. There's a lot of buildup leading to that World Series, and whether you're in it or not, there's still excitement surrounding it. Much better if you're a part of it, as you'd like to be, Jay. But as soon as that season's over, I'm sure, Jay, you know how to take a long, winter's nap.
Right.
Santa Claus is no different. Want to get back and recharge, and then back to the grindstone. It's time to start preparing for the next holiday season.
How cold is it in the North Pole? Is it really cold? Do you ever get swimming at all, or in the winter?
Yeah, it gets surprisingly warm there in the summertime. But we don't have a lot of visitors up there in the North Pole, so me and Mrs. Claus, we tend to take a dip once in a while. There's some hot springs up there, so we can get a little jacuzzi action in.
You go in the icy river and stuff.
Well, yeah. I can't divulge too much, Jay.
Yeah.
Part of the mystery of Santa Claus is what keeps him fresh every year, coming around the globe and spreading joy.
Do they have any Wendy's, McDonald's, Burger King's, Pizza Huts up there at all? Or?
As you can tell by my physique, especially coming into this holiday season, I've got to be really careful about the types of things I eat, and I try to stay away from those fast foods, Jay. Especially, as old as I am now, the cholesterol
How old
can
are
rise,
you, by the way?
that's no Santa Claus ever tells his age. No, that would be inappropriate, because I want these young kids to just see me as one of their own. I don't want to be separated with my hundreds of years under my belt. But back to the point. Stay away from the fast foods. Eat healthy, Jay.
Your press guy, sent me some information on me. I was reading it and stuff.
That could be trouble.
And he said that you're a big kind of SC fan. Fight on, Trojans. Is that true?
Well, Jay, we already started that. SC, the only SC that I have any affinity towards is that SC, my initial, Santa Claus. That Southern California Trojans.
Fight on.
Hey, they had a nice year this year. They had a Heisman Award winner out there, old Caleb Williams. But, I'm still a little partial to the Bruins on the other side of town. They're kind of a working class school there, Jay, a state school. Yeah, you really got to be diligent to get in there. I think it's a much more difficult curriculum when I really, really look down in it. And, SC, a little bit privileged, but look, anybody that gets to college and then has the ability to be on that big stage and compete, well, I've got nothing to say but praise for those guys.
You said, I know you're a big baseball guy. You were familiar with a lot of the managers who played with, Joe Torre, Bobby Valentine. How does the Mets manager Buck Showalter stack up with the other guys you've been in touch with?
Well, Buck is one of my favorite. Buck, look, I think from the time Buck was a kid, he organized his Christmas list months in advance, and
Right.
he never missed an opportunity to have the best toy, and not just have the best toy, but implement that toy to the best of his ability. This is one of the most prepared men I've ever seen. And it started as a young child. He was always the same, driven that Buck. Some other good managers along the way. Joe Torre, one of my favorite all-time managers. That guy's really done a lot for this city and for kids. And that Bobby Valentine, he's an interesting character. That Bobby Valentine likes to dress up once in a while, puts on a fake beard.
Yeah, kind of
I
like
don't know
you.
who would do that. I don't know who would do that. But and he's spent an occasion or two on the naughty list. I think he'd be the first to admit that with a nice wink. But all good men and a part of America's pastime, Jay.
I know you get busy. You got to get ready to go back. Who does your shopping for you? I mean, we got to buy.
Oh, Mrs. Claus. You know this, Jay. You've got behind every good Claus is a Mrs. Claus. There, I couldn't even fit into this uniform without for the help of the beautiful, wonderful Mrs. Claus. So, Jay, you just gotta sometimes surrender to the fact that some men just don't have all the style that they think they do, and that's why it's pretty easy for me. I wear the same suit every year, then I don't have to really worry too much.
You look good in red, though.
Thank you.
How do you what's the route the sled takes to go back? Like, what cities it goes
Jay,
through?
We go through the portal. You know this. I mean, this is modern technology now. We're not centuries old Santa Claus. We've updated our technology a little bit with our iSled, and we can jump right through the portal and get back in quite rapid time.
What do you plan to do for New Year's, Santa?
Jay, I'm gonna celebrate a little bit. It's gonna be another year down. It's been a tough couple of years for a lot of people around the globe, so I'm gonna try to spread a little Christmas cheer and then enjoy a little Christmas cheer, if you know what I mean.
Santa, gotta see silver.
Nah, it'll be. I've got a little time to recover, Jay. So, like you, I'll be toasting to Mr. Horowitz, even though. Jay, I don't think you've got a lot of things under your Christmas tree, if you know what I mean. But
I have a Hanukkah bush,
you've still been on that nice list all these years, and one of the top guys on the nice list.
You had to spell Hanukkah?
Yeah, Hanuka. Jay, come on.
Listen, I want to wish you a happy holidays, Santa. Really, it's the first time I've ever interviewed Santa Claus. My childhood dreams to do it, and you haven't disappointed. So
Jay. It's been a long time coming since we've had an opportunity to have this conversation, but I have to say, you're one of my idols as well. I've been watching you for years and years now, and one of the good guys in New York City. So a pleasure to sit down with you here.
Safe trip back to North Pole, Mr. Claus.
My pleasure. Thank you. And Jay,
shake your hands.
Enjoy the holidays.
Thank you, my friend. Bye.